Well, good evening everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another stream to be Overthunk by Sharky. We are back here once again for a little bit more of Minecraft building. It's been a hot minute since we've been here, as is on brand for our streams these days. Good evening, Katooth. Thank you for tuning in as always. I think we must be going for a record here to see how infrequently we can we can stream in 2025 or something. This is episode number 8 of this Minecraft build challenge that technically began in December last year, and we're now up to our 8th episode. So we're only 4 months into the year, so that's at least 2 episodes a month, surely, something like that. Anyway, great. So I'm just looking around at the OBS settings here and things because given how long it's been since we streamed last, I have actually changed some things in our audio setup. So I'm just making sure that everything looks like it's as it should be. Let me know in the chat if anything sounds a little bit off. Like, I presume that I'm speaking as loud as ever. I haven't touched anything about the game audio, so it should be the same. But let's get into things and work out where we're at. Right. I remember that. So let me bring up the overlay because that will also be a good reminder. Oh no! What's the oh no? I'll just look back at the chat there. Complete the underground tunnel. Ah, someone has drawn all over your island while you were gone. It does look like that, doesn't it? Yeah. It's weird. Like, I'm half torn. It looked so nice and pristine when we made it. Now it just looks like someone's just scribbled on it, and then a bunch of cobwebs and spiderwebs have started to grow in between parts of it. So it's but I do see something else, and that's what the overlay is telling me. I see this weird structure over here, and I'm holding sticky pistons. Yes, because last time we over we go. Last time we worked with the magic that is triple piston extenders. Yes, that's right. That's right. Oh wow, how many buttons do we want? Obviously not that one. Just this one. Yep. So that opens it, and then on the inside we had a button that closed it. Yep. Perfect. It also occurred to me too, now that I remember that this is what we were thinking about, it also occurred to me too, shortly after finishing last time, because we agonized, we went overtime in our last stream, like 3 weeks ago, whenever that was. Oh, let's go over to Melbourne, because we have hidden this underground. You wouldn't know from orbit, unless you can see that button from orbit, which you probably can on the yellow there. Should check next time. But we agonized over hiding this inside here. And you wouldn't know except for the fact that you can see a bit of redstone in there. Like, I almost need to put like a panel here so that you can't... Oh no, but you need to press that button. So you can accidentally break that redstone then. I don't know that I can put that button in a better place. But yeah, we agonized. Oh wow. Let's time add 12,000. We agonized last time over how to get down into the ground and how to build this in here. And it occurred to me that we made like the grid lines and half the land and stuff with copy and paste. So why did we not just copy and paste our working prototype build but underground? Like, that seems like that would have been the smart move, maybe? But lesson learned. We've rebuilt it, and I guess I probably should attempt to figure out how it works. Too much risk of overriding Melbourne. Well, there is that. I mean, there was risk anytime we copy-pasted. But yeah, we have to do test runs. We'd have to, like, copy-paste it next door to itself to check that we can get the positions of the blocks relative to each other correct. And once we knew we could copy it correctly to an above-ground location, we'd try doing it underground. But yeah, like, it would be fraught with danger. And you're right, with all this water here, we'd probably end up flooding the place. So there is that risk. Could have made a backup Melbourne in Tasmania. Yeah, I could copy and paste the whole Melbourne and duplicate that. Yeah, so many things we could have done. But what we are doing now that we're down in here, continue underground tunnel. So I've left this a bit mysterious, as I recall, as to why any of this is happening. But we've got this underground tunnel that's currently... Ooh, dramatic end of music there. So, let me see. That dirt there, that is the grass. So this dirt has one more block above it. So this dirt has the grass above it. Yeah, that's the grass there. Right. I can live with that, I think. Yes, that's fine. I'm going to continue this tunnel. What I sort of want to do, and this may not be possible depending upon what's around here. Let me remind myself of what is around here. Interesting. That redstone does nothing? Yeah, that redstone does nothing. Because that button's just powering that, right? Right? Oh, it's for that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We've broken it already. Undo. Redstone. Yellow block. Button. There we go. Whew. Okay. Right. So that redstone there is to receive the button pressed this up the top there. It makes complete sense now. All right. Yeah. I'm trying to work out why it's powering that block, but it's not. It's receiving power. I want to widen this. So I just want to be careful not to kind of bump into that. So I'd like to go down one more maybe. Oh, that's the glowstone. I think that's the void under there. I think so. We got to be careful here. So Oop. Yep. So now I know I said widen, and so far all I've done is lower, but I am gonna widen, I promise. What do we need? We need purple at the top. Alright. So, can I take that block out? Yeah, that's connected to nothing. Like, that's fine. And so I'm not... Oh. Oh. That's fine. Bam. I'm not necessarily married to this color scheme. I'm just trying to have like some nice sort of effect going on here. And I guess this yellow, just because we're like in like yellow land, that is like we're in Melbourne. So having the yellow theme running through here, at least to some extent, feels like it still makes sense. So I'm happy to have this carry on for a bit. Now, a braver man than I would just copy-paste this section of the tunnel down there. But I'm not sure I want to risk that. I think we're doing this the hard and boring way. And just making a bit of a tunnel for a bit. How far down have I actually gone with this? Oh, one more. Oops. Okay, one more. Okay. Sure. So, this is the mysterious part of the build, because we're clearly no longer building the country now. I don't believe that there is a rainbow tunnel of this nature under Melbourne. I mean, there might be. I can't dispute it, but I have no evidence that there exists one. I cannot prove its existence. So this is not necessarily geographically accurate anymore, but this is a stylistic choice to give us a transitional effect here. You know, I could definitely fill the ground. Rather than copy pasting, I could actually just use the fill command. I'm pretty confident about using that, if I'm being honest. Let me do that. Let me do the fill command. Fill that to that with whatever this block is that I'm holding. What is this? Yellow concrete. That one. Okay. That should work. Not to scale. Bam. Done. And if we've done this right, there isn't going to be like yellow concrete above the ground or anything sticking out? No. We have successfully kept this whole thing under the ground. Ah, dear. Okay. Great. I'm liking this so far. Now. What we've got to do, now that we're down here, let's take F3 back off, is we've got to start the effect. So, how deep is it? 20 kilometers? Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. So, I mean, it depends if you count the thickness of the crust as negligible. Because, I mean, obviously, you know, these roads are not 10 kilometers wide. They're like infinitesimally width, but that's the brush stroke. But you're right. If we use that same logic and say maybe the top block is infinitesimally thin, then there are sort of two whole blocks down. Like I guess that top block's thin. This ceiling block is a whole block. And then this wall is like 30 kilometers tall. So yeah, this is like a kind of, you know, 20 k's down, there's a 30k deep tunnel, which is, you know, deepest mines in Australia are at 1.5 k's. Okay, fair call. So yeah, this is well subterranean then. I don't recall enough of my high school geography to know when the crust turns into the upper mantle and things like that. But well, I mean, I know that we've got to get 6,000 kilometers deep before we hit the core, as in like the mathematical center of the Earth. But 20, 30 k's is nothing on that scale of things. But anyway, we've got to start the effect going. So we've got to start narrowing in at some point. So mantle's more like 3 megameters. Okay. Sure. I'm assuming that was a deliberate choice of units there. Yep. That makes sense. Alright. So, I mean, how long is this? Does this really matter? What blocks am I looking at here? That's 39, so like 40. 30. Let's just go a couple more blocks. I don't know why, but just a couple more. Alright, so this one here is 40, so that's 39. So if this hits 19 there, that's 20 blocks, and then that's when we do that. Alright, yep, happy with that. Okay, let's do the same ceiling trick again, end floor trick. Whoop, no, we need that. Fill to with no, actually we've got to start yellow concrete. Yellow candle. That'd be a very different kind of fill. We can do the floor as well. So fill to yellow concrete. Right, I'll do the wall bits manually. Wait, so that's the thickness of the mantle. Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds to me like the thickness of the mantle, not the depth of the mantle, because going that far down before you find the mantle means you're most of the way to the center, realistically. Yeah, the depth of the mantle is only 20 to 70 kilometers on land, 5 to 10 kilometers on the sea. Yeah, well that's what we are on land here. This tunnel is 20 to 70 kilometers deep. So yeah, somewhere here this tunnel is dug into the mantle. Let's say either we're resting on it or we've just started to come into it. 5 to 10 kilometers undersea. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. If we went out to the water that's just out there, we would only be like a block underwater. Yep, I could buy that. Maths checks out. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean that's fine. This will be good enough. We'll have. We don't need F3 on anymore. Disturbing us. Have that. So and this is meant to be giving a claustrophobic effect here now. That we're tunneling in. So as we've come down here, we're like, ooh, what's going on? Oh, and it's like, it's all like zooming in, and we come in here, and this is like narrowing in. I sort of maybe want this to carry on a lot further than it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then that's the one. Okay. Yeah, so from this angle, yep, it's kind of zooming back out, getting larger. That sort of thing. Yep. Okay. We can get rid of this stuff now. We don't need redstone-y things. Now, what we need is obsidian. Nice, ice bucket challenge. And flint and steel. Okay. Bam, 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 bam. This is where we... Oh, ground. This is where we remind ourselves of what the rules are. And if I'm mixing up modded Minecraft with regular Minecraft. Let's see. No, we definitely didn't want to do that. We're not stepping down into it. Oh, I did it again. Now, is that the top? That is not the top. What am I looking at there? That's grey concrete. That's why it's so dark. Huh. Fun. Alright. Okay. So, I need this back wall to be something as well, and I guess that would be suitable. Bam. Okay. Alright. Underground tunnel is completed. So, let's go for the full experience. So, ignore the monolith over there in WA. Excuse me, Mr. Chicken. We make our way down to Melbourne Vic. We push the pusher. We're like, what's this? Pop down here. We try not to break anything, like redstone. I feel like I need to put like a panel here to protect this redstone, but at the same time this button needs to be pressable. Like, I would love a glass pane, but with a hole in the center. Like a trapdoor with a hole in it. You know, like a trapdoor with a hole in it. So, like this one, you know? But you can't press the button. Oh, hang on, let me... Red's a terrible colour for this, but I do actually like this idea. It's also completely on the wrong side of the block. Doing it on the ground is actually good because it obscures the redstone-y stuff. but I want it flapping up, not flapping that way. I actually like this. I'm onto something now. Trapdoor. Bamboo, we don't need the flint and steel and all that anymore. Bamboo maybe, birch maybe. Oh, a nice copper one. Waxed copper, regular copper, getting all the copper chiefs. And just a regular iron one. Oh no. Oh, some of these need... Oh, some of these are going to need buttons. Oh. Like, that's got the yellow sort of feel to it. This one hides the button completely. But I'm not necessarily against that. I mean, it would need to be inset like this for it to be noticeable, perhaps. Button. But the iron one, yeah, you can't do by hand. Oh, but copper ones you can. What's the difference between these two coppers? Copper, waxed copper. Oh, waxed copper means it's not gonna oxidize. Copper means it will oxidize. So currently there is nothing different visually between them. Alright. The thing that I like about these ones with holes in them is that you can actually see that there's a reason to lower them. Trouble is they're clashing. Excuse me. They're clashing against the yellow a tiny bit. This is a project I did not think I was about to be doing. I mean, the wooden oak one is probably way too boring. But you never know. Dark oak makes it mysterious, maybe even jungle. With its sort of slats through. That one's just completely black. You wouldn't notice it. It'd be way too dark. I mean, oak trapdoor wouldn't be terrible. And it's clear what's going on. You see it and you're like, oh, that's a trapdoor. Like, maybe that's fine. What we need to do is bust this block so we can face this way when we put it down. There we go. So, yeah, you come down here and you're like, oh, what this? Open, button. Oh, it flicks the trapdoor. Oh, is that... Oh, that's amazing. Sort of. Oh, but then pushing the button does that. So, wait, so let me leave it up. No, let me leave it... Wait. Let me think about this. If I leave it up... No, if I leave it down... No, let me leave it up. Alright, and push that. Okay. Oops. Oh, no. Oh, no! Stone button. That's facing the wrong way. That's better. There we go. Getting carried away with too many things. So it comes down, and we've got that. And you're like, oh, there's something behind there. Opens, pushes the button, that closes the trapdoor, sends you back up. If we push it again now, the trapdoor's already down. Yeah. I think that's unavoidable. You would need to flap it. then push it. Yeah, so it's just like that the very first time it's ever used. When you're like coming back, you're hopping up and you're like, aha, button, click, closes trapdoor, sends you up. When you come down the next time, it's clear it's already been used. So that's fine. That's fine. We leave it up. But I like that. I like that as a thing. This dirt, on the other hand, is this dirt necessary? It is. It's that grass block. We have no choice but to have that dirt there. That's a shame. Really. Yeah. Yep, there's no choice. I could put, you know, something like that there. Something you can walk through. But I can't put any other block there, because you'll just collide with it. Alright, so we come down, and we're like, ooh, wow. Zoomy sort of run through here, and then it zooms in, and then let's clear a bit of this inventory. We don't want dirt and glass and trapdoors and things. We want to find out what the nether even looks like in Flatland. Let's generate some nether. Surprise, surprise, it's not flat. So look at that. So, Flatland has regular nether. And, notably, we came out this side, facing this way. Which is... Which way am I looking? South. Did we just get disoriented? Because the tunnel's pointing north. Shouldn't we have come out this side? Can we do that experiment again? If we go back in here... Wow, that was instant. Wow, how is that so instant? Okay, so we do come out that side. Yep. This is insane. I feel like the nether is never this fast. But I love that. Okay. So. So now the current job is to continue the tunnel. As it says, complete underground tunnel. Small world. Let me see. We've got... We've got to block this side off because we're coming out the other side. Yeah. Okay. So as we go into and out of this side, and of course, because of the illusion, this is 3 wide, but when we come through, this is default portal size. Now, what I would really love to know, and this could break everything, but portal reconnections. So let me watch the XYZs as we go through this. So this is 332, 309. That's going to be 332, 308. Okay, and we're in just completely new position now. That's fine. But specifically it was this block. Like, it's this block. So, if I go through the middle, which block am I on? I'm actually straddling the two of them. So if I went in this one, I come to this side. If I went in this one... Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! See, this is what I was worried about. Okay. Okay, we've got to be very careful about this. Because what I was proposing to do is exactly that, but on the nether side. I want to knock down and rebuild the portal on the nether side. And that way I can have it 3 across as well. And get the same effect happening. But I don't want it to make a new portal in Earth anywhere in the overworld. I want it to connect to this one. I want it to link to that portal. So, right, so it's still this portal. Good. So, I don't think it matters which side I widen. So, I'm just going to guess this. I'm going to get that flint and steel back. I'm going to have a sip of water because I feel like I'm just coughing constantly. Alright. This could end horribly. Relight the portal. Go back through. Cross our fingers. Okay. It has reconnected, and it looked like we went through the middle. Middle connects to middle. Perfect. And so if I go through a side... Oh, that's what makes the new portal. Specifically going through that side. Okay. Is that repeatable? Because if it is, then we know exactly what the problem is, and we can avoid that. So because we only can enter this from that middle block, that works. It was going in this one. Yes. Okay, repeatability. So cannot enter the portal from that side. Alright. Yep, exactly. We need to take the other side in order to find that out. Also noticing that we've got a hidden chat evader in the chat there. Let me just ban them. They might not show up because they're already marked as suspicious. There we go, banned. Okay, whoop. Oh dear. Tabbed back in and smashed a hole in the ground. So, yes. You sort of think, yep, nah, they were already marked as restricted, so I suspected that they were nothing. So this side creates a new portal. The middle connects properly. This side, however, connects properly, but awkwardly into this jammed bit here. Okay, so we just want to make sure that we only ever go through the middle. So we need to recreate this geometry. Green, then yellow with the purples. Green, then yellow with the purples. Like that. To force you to go through like this every time. Right. Perfect. Continuity. Excuse me. Maybe I extended the wrong side and it's just one block too far away. Possibly so. It very well could be that. But, you know, I'm happy with having this as a one block feature. Okay. So, crucial step here is that no one should know that we are in the nether. on this side of things. Let me clear out a bit of space here, because the nether doesn't exist, as it were, on Earth like this. So we're using the nether as a means to an end. Let me... Okay. Alright, so we're going to keep this going for a bit, but we're going to extend it out. So that border was actually kind of pointless now that I think about it, because this now needs to get wider, like instantly. So let me take a moment and think. Did anyone else hear that noise? What was that? Is that a device reconnecting? Maybe. Just, yep, it's doing it again. I think that's that cord. I don't like the sound of that. Ba-dum. Yep, this device was not recognized. Yep, it's not being plugged in properly. Unplug, replug. Allow. Okay. Don't bump it. If we hear that noise again, we know exactly what it is. Alright. Okay, so let me just make myself a little bit of space so that I can think proper. Okay, so the ground is still the ground. Alright. And I think 3 wide is all this needs to be. It can't be bigger than the other one. You have to plug it in the center of the port or it'll create a new port. Yeah. Yes, exactly. I don't want to spawn in another port halfway across and up in the air. That would be undesirable. Let's bury this in the floor there. And so these are coming across now like this. And so up the top here, it's just that. Let me get a sense of perspective. So yeah, it's yellow at the top, yellow at the bottom, 3 on the sides. It was just like this for the tunnel. When we come back through, yep, yellow on the top, yellow on the bottom, this on the sides. It's just we got a stubby bit of tunnel there. That's fine. Now we need to extend this, and this is where the maths is going to come in. So we're like 47, 46, and we are heading north still. Yes, this is north. Alright. So I need to do a bit of maths in the overworld. How far are things? I could just get the old map back out, but we got to make sure that we completely clear things. So let me toggle over to that, so that I've got this next thing on my screen. What does this need? This needs, you know, let's say about 100 blocks of height in that direction. Alright. And what are we at here? We're at 341. And this up here, this is literally 0. Right? That's how this works. I've got the origin up in that corner there, up in the northwest. So this hits 0. Yeah. Question is, how far can I see? What's that draw distance? And I guess technically we can tell that by what our game settings are set to. Video settings, render distance. Wow, 32 chunks. A chunk is 16 blocks. 16 to 256, so I can see 512 blocks. So I can see about 500 blocks, right? So we've got about 500 blocks. Then we've got whatever this was. Okay, so like, let's say 350. Well, actually no, let me get down to the portal, because it doesn't start counting until we get to the portal. So, you know, near enough to 300. I've got 300 more blocks to go, then another 500, well, 512, plus this 308, so 820. I need to clear 820 blocks to be out of visual sight. Then I need about another 100, so about 920 blocks to be at the top of this sort of next area. Let's see. How are we going to do this? Are we having another tunnel entrance like this one? But mirrored. Oh, mirrored I don't think I can do. I can't copy, paste, rotate. I'm pretty sure there's no rotate. There is a rotate. No, that's like rotating players. Oof. It's not rotating blocks or anything. Oh dear. Let me think this through. What am I going to need? So all this is in my head at the moment. When we come through all of this, go through our nether strip, come back out another nether portal back into the overworld, and then we would need something like this again. Once we're back in the overworld to receive us, yeah, like a version of this, to then go back through something and pop out in the land again. Or not. Do we just go for the sky or something insane? Would that even work? I mean, I guess it's going to depend entirely where the next portal appears in the overworld. So if it's in the sky, I could live with it. I could effectively live with it. Alright, but either way, we need, let's just say, 900-ish blocks from this point to be covered. Now, the whole reason that we're going into the nether is because making a tunnel 900 blocks long would be insane. But in the nether, everything happens 8 times quicker, distance-wise. 1 step in the nether is 8 steps here. So 800 blocks here is just 100 blocks in the nether, which can go by pretty quick. So 100 blocks in the nether, say like, you know, 120 something. Oh, there's another ban evader. Let's ban them as well. ban. So yeah, we need this nethery tunnely bit to be going like, you know, 120, 125 blocks. That sort of order of magnitude. Would be plenty. Okay. Okay. And then we've got to copy this tunnel effectively. Can I do an insane copy paste? Like, I would need to copy everything from that to that. Like, I feel like if we do it in the nether, we can't break anything, right? Alright? Surely. Worst thing is we copy paste it back to front and it smashes through the portal. Then we just rebuild the portal. Unfortunately. I want this block here. So what is it? Is it clone? Clone from no. Oh no. Okay, well this could be bad. Yeah, cloning between dimensions. No. I'm not sure I like that at all. I don't like that at all. We'll do the clone in the nether. Okay. Okay. Right. So we just get the tunnel going for a bit. And we start cloning it. So it would be here. So let me make a little sleeve around here so I can look at where I'm doing my copy paste from. So it's from that block there to this block here. This will be my little template run. Okay, so bam. Let's copy. So it's clone that up to here. That, and then what is 2? Now we just need destination. No. So next thing would be destination. Okay. So destination is this block here, I believe, and that'll put it on the end here. I think that should be it. Source and destination areas cannot overlap. They don't, do they? Oh. So, what if it was to here then? Wow. So, from there to there, but I've got to specify this bottom front corner? Really? Okay. Well, let's try that again. That was probably the best mistake it could make. A sideways mistake. Front and back would be problematic. Excuse me. But sideways I could live with. So right here is the pasting position. So copying from this corner up to here, and then I've got it here. So what's so special about this corner? This is the northwestmost corner. Yeah, here's the origin, like in this direction. Yeah, 0, 0, 0 is back over here. Yeah. Yeah, who wrote this command? Who knows? But this actually makes sense now, given how we did things in the overworld. Because if you think about the grid lines, 0, 0 is over here. And positive runs that way, and positive runs that way. So we're looking through here from 0, 0. So this is up in the northwest part of Australia, and this is Australia down this way. And this is how I copied the grid. We copied down that way, then we copied them across that way. And so that's the same thing here. I've got a region here, and I want to copy it back that way. So I've got to copy it at this northwestmost point and have it head back this way. So I don't think it matters that I selected this bottom corner and that top corner, because once I've defined the region by whatever means, the pasting happens from this direction. Like that's, yeah, I think that's the convention, because that's kind of how we did it in the overworld. So if I just paste here, so that, but at that spot, works perfectly. Right. The awkward bit is that means I have to be at this front spot to be able to say where I want to paste back from. So I gotta do a bit of digging. Woohoo, that could be a problem. So, you know, like proof of concept, way up here somewhere, bam. If I stand back a bit, look at that block and say paste there, paste there. Oops. There we go. It's pasted it in here. Perfect. I just need to copy paste a bigger area of it now. So let's make a bit more here, perhaps. So let's copy paste this bit. So let's clone that up to here, and let's paste it so that's 4. So 1, 2, 3. So at that block there, which we're going to need to be able to get into. So if we paste it there, right, there we go. Okay, so we've got it sort of working now. So if we again run a copy paste, let me get round to the other side so that I can see that bit again. Right, so now that's 8 blocks long. So if I now copy from there up to the top corner up here, can't use the same starting point, not need to go there. That is true. I could just be extrapolating it from the command a bit. And let me run backwards. Let me attempt to not die. And select that block there. Let me not stand in the copy zone. Haha. And now select that block there. Alright. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. And then that block there. Oh. Oh, are we too close now? Okay, how about that block there? Okay. There we go. Aha! Right. This is working. Okay. So, question is, we've got to get this to travel something like 120 blocks. So we're here at what, like 47, 46. So let's say if we were getting this to travel like, you know, 117, 127, that kind of thing, we'd need to get to like minus 70, minus 80. Minus 70, minus 80. Yeah, absolutely. Now that I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, I think we can get this a lot faster now. So let me paste into the future and check to see how this works. So now that we're happy with what we're doing here, pasting this to whatever this bottom corner is here, but we're just gonna want to run the Z more negative. That block there. So okay, so it's that, but we want the Z to be just like if I stand back here and we do that, bam, right? But if I make that Z go to, like, let's say 10, right, and to 0, no, that was too far, 5, because we're only doing about 8, yeah, so that's from 0 now. So now if I go to minus 8, yep, minus 16, minus 24, 32, 40. Oh, that's plenty. That's too much. Or is it? No, wait. No, it's supposed to be getting like 70 or 80. Okay. So, well, we got this as minus 40. Yep. 48. 56. Oh, wow. 64. Oh, we've made it through the mountain. It's kind of scary. And 72. Okay. Right, so this is as far as we would need to go. Now, this is still a long way. I feel like some of this needs to be broken up a little bit with just some visual things. Oh, and I've just noticed these lights have a directionality to them. Oh! Oh! So I need to, like, replace half of these. Probably, because we don't want up and downness to be throwing things. Wait. Wait, this whole bottom bit's up and down on that side. Oh no. That's all up and down. They have very different sides, don't they? Yeah, see, I can get like a full white one if I do it like that. I don't even know which way I want this now, because that's... Oh dear. Did not even think about this. Okay. Ugh. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Okay. Clone. Whoops. Clone. That. 2. That. And start from this end and come back. Whoops, that's not what I wanted at all. And yes, I could just be changing a number here. This is my penance for not paying attention to the directionality before I copied them. I had no idea that there was an orientation on these blocks. Means I'm gonna have to go back and check out check out the overworld tunnel now. Okay, they're all fixed. So they're all like sideways banding around everything. Right, start at the start, where everything matters, and it's raining, and it's nighttime. Doesn't matter. Oh, look at them, I can see them everywhere! Oh no! Oh! Most of this is wrong. Wrong if this is what I consider to be the valuable direction of the effect, at least. I think I must have copy-pasted from this point, because all of these are universally wrong. Definitely makes this section feel a lot less bright now. Adds more colour into it. Alright. And then the greens at the bottom. Woohoo. Okay, so now we've got this universal texture drawing us that way. It sort of pulls us in, gets us into here, needs to keep us going down there. So yeah, all of these need to... Oh yeah, oh you're right. I see what you mean. Ah. Okay, I could live with that. I can live with that, because these are all universally like, except for this guy. There we go. Check that they are all like that. Not that guy. And not that guy. And then ceiling wise, not that you can see the ceiling, this guy's wrong. There we go. Alright. Here we go. So yeah, we have the stripy bits out here where it's wider, and then it's just the white side in the narrow bit. I like that. Yep. Lighting changes and everything, so you get funny perspective lines and stuff. So this is the zooming in part here. So when we're in the nether part here, yeah, I'd like that, assuming that this is repeating correctly, so we'll just take a moment to kind of check that it never changes within the 8 blocks that we copied. We need something to break up the journey, because it's going to get intense going through this. It's monotonous. So I say we rotate these every so often. So, you know, like every 10 as a kind of marker for what's going on here. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these ones might flip or something. Is that enough to kind of do something? Like, let me just put that there as a marker. Because this might not even be noticeable. And if it's not noticeable, we just do more of it. If I take that block out now. Like, yeah, it's like, it's imperceptible. But if we did like 10 in a row like that, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, this is the 10th one. Unless, what if we stuck it out and did this, you know, narrowing? So you got to run like every 10, you got to like run through another thing. And maybe not every 10, then maybe every 20, just to spread this out a bit. So let me get F3 back up. So this is at 37. So let's go to 27. Alright, let me demolish this. And I'm going to have to fix this now, because I can't go having that. Turn F3 off for the moment. So we don't have to rotate anything about the sides then, because we're just doing this. So you've come through, and yet we just got a narrow bit to thread through, and then another 20 and another bit, just so that there's a couple of visual indicators that change the feel of the space. So this is at 27, so another one at 7, and then another one at negative 13, then negative 33, then negative 53, Oh, look at that. Negative 73 is this guy here. Interesting. That's the perfect spot to tuck in for the next portal. Right. Okay. I like it. It's almost like we planned it. To be like 120-ish or something. That's better. Do I copy paste this? I think I copy paste them. And I know, again, I could just be changing numbers, but I like to see it happen. Just so that I'm completely convinced that it's going to work. So, clone from there to there at these blocks each time. Perfect. Okay. We have ourselves a tunnel. And this is the one that's going to make the nether portal. So, we're going to mimic whatever's happening back over there. Try not to bonk our head. Can we fly without... There we go. That's how I attempt at fast travel. Oop, don't go through. So, yep, it's a 3-wide portal that's flush with the ground and goes 3 blocks high up the sides before it's got the roof. Okay. Now we just have to run on foot instead of flying on our way back. I mean, we could make this entire last section narrow, because that's again on brand. If we move it 10 closer, so what is this? This is 73. If we make it 63, would that work? I reckon it might. Let's make it at 63. So, this is just a dead section here, potentially. This would be the portal here now. Alright, yep, and we have to have purple lights on the other side of it, and we didn't really... Well, let me put these up first, back there, with any orientation. Yeah, because they would have been like this. They would have been white side facing out, I presume, because that's just the natural order they'd be when you click on them. So, all of this needs to be filled with this now. So, if I clone... Now, look at the block first. If I clone that up to there, to here but one block closer in the Z. So 62. Okay, and just keep bringing this back. 61, 60, 59, 58, 57, don't get squished, 56, 55, 54. Okay, so that's that 10 block narrow bit, and then this is the portal. Okay, that takes us back to the overworld somewhere. Real question is, where? Alright, just a quick pause there to mute myself while I blow my nose, and have a quick sip of water again. We won't mute for the water. Alright. Okay, so what do we know? We've travelled, 100 plus blocks in the nether. So, wherever we come out, excuse me, in the overworld, it should be within the vicinity of, because again, as you saw, portals can jump, but within the vicinity of 800 blocks or so north of Melbourne. Okay? Could be up in the air, could be down on the ground, who knows? We will see. This will probably be up in the air, because we're at a Z, not a Z, we're at a Y of 36, 37, 38. And in the overworld, that's in the air, I think. I thought we were negative where we were down underground on Earth. So let's pop through and see. Definitely in the air. Okay. And yeah, we're at negative 500. Negative 512 would have been the draw distance. We are on the borderline of far enough. Let me go back through, check that it works. Good. Let me go back through one more time. Okay, we need to do the portal-y thing again, where we bust it and reconnect it. Let me make it on this side again. Perfect. Middle. Middle. Excellent. Okay. And it's the other side that we want to have blocked off with lights.
I'm not Sister's Rain.
Skeevers has just appeared to let me know it's raining quite heavily.
Hello, Katoon. Nice headphones.
Thank you. Relight. Okay. So ooh. Now we've got thunder and everything. getting scary here. Okay. Let's check that it connects. Still. Good. Okay. Now, let's attempt to find the world again. It's back this way. There it is. Perfect. So it's just outside of our draw distance. So, like, we could have gone way further, but we didn't need to. That's like the minimum distance we needed to go. So we can still see that flying up in the air. But by the time we get back to the actual mainland of Australia, that should be disappearing. I mean, we could have just dropped our render distance. We could have just made the world load. There you go. We've crossed here and it's gone. We could have just made the world load from less further away. There you go. It appears. And as we back away, we just lose it to the fog. By about here, it's gone. You wouldn't know that it's there. And yet we've just crossed back into territory here. Perfect. I consider that a resounding success. Let me whip back to Melbourne. Okay. So for the full experience, we're here. Okay. Pop through here. And we're like, oh yeah, oh yes, button, trapdoor, whatever. And we pop through here and we're like, aha, tunnel, portal, what? More tunnel? And so we do. We just keep going through more tunnel. Like, not a heap more tunnel. It looks like it goes forever. But you can see in the distance that there is more portal. So you're like, okay, sure. Like, I could put rail carts here or ice or things to, like, let you go quicker. But I think this is relatively seamless. And then all we've got to do now is keep that going here. And we're good. We just now need, I guess, because we're in the air, we need a, this is going to be a one-way system. So I had imagined on this end having a mirrored version of the other one where you'd follow through a brief tunnel and pop up out of the ground. But that, of course, just can't happen. I could try and reconnect this with a portal down lower, but I'm pretty sure that would just be absolutely insane. So what I think we're going to need to do is instead have this just collapse out into a big drain where we just fall down into the world, so that this is now a one-way tunnel effect. So, you know, we're not getting back up here to go back the other way. Like we could, but it sort of wouldn't make sense. So, thinking through what we've got going on here. So that we get the correct things happening here, we've got to have green on the bottom, like that, then yellow like that, then purple like that, so that's what we see. And we've got to have yellow here. Okay, so when we come out of it, if I can thread this needle while flying, that'd be perfect. What am I hitting my head? Cannot thread this needle. Anyway, there we go. Threaded the needle while walking. Alright. So we've come out of the portal, and I feel like this needs to maybe carry on for like it's 10 blocks or something. And then we've got like the drop. Having it encased in obsidian like this is probably fine. So I would want to, let me just extend the plank a bit. Can we clone? There to there. And northwest is actually this corner here. This is the pasting corner. There, but not there. One block further out, so one block more negative, so 508. Yes! Okay. $509, $510, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 14. $16. I went the wrong way. Okay, so that's our 10 block narrow exit, and coming out of here, we need to sort of just go straight down. Like, I like the idea of there just being a gap block here, and you just fall. You just don't notice it, like the the tunnel appears as though it would continue, but you just drop or something. You know, like it keeps going and it's got walls around it. Maybe the whole thing actually goes up a layer. Yeah, what if this could be tricky? So we're at 16. Let's go to 17. Let's go to 18. But let's have it go up 1. So if I paste it at 18, it's there. But if instead of at 18, I make it at 70 high, like that, you know, you could mistake that so I do the 17 one, but then take a hole out there. You could miss that gap very easily. Let's just... Alright. So... We need that one for the illusion.